A powerhouse is right, Leaf, as this matchup has substantial historical significance. However, it is anything but antiquated. The fluidity demonstrated by both teams is absolutely inspiring. I'm Stumpy, he's Cole, and we are having the time of our lives watching these two teams battle.
We are indeed, and I like it when you use the big word, Stumpy. It's something new,
Thank you.
Which I'm enjoying very much, so keep that up. And hopefully for Dignitas fans, they will keep up their performance from that first series, a scintillating 4-2 victory over Vitality. But as we all know, all of that can change in this best of sets. But it's a good start from apparently Jack. It was Vitality at the start of the first series better. Can Dignitas change that history?
One thing that's going to have to weigh heavy on Vitality's minds is that if they do win this, then Shogun is right. I don't think they want that. I don't think anybody wants that realistically. And not only that, but it also means Gibbs is right. And I don't think they've ever both been correct with one prediction.
I've never seen two rights make a wrong before, but this could be the first time we've ever seen it. Scrubkiller sends that one to Alpha. There's a chance here for K-Dop to get the early goal again, but he's just about missed it. I feel like those were being sunk in the start of the first series. Vitality missed one there. And Dignitas survive, at least for now. K-Dop underneath that time, and what a recovery from the aged Frenchman. K-Dop doesn't miss.
Brilliant turnaround, even if you do have a go at him being like 21 or whatever he is. God, we're both old.
Fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Your hairline doesn't show it at all. But Scrubkiller isn't quite able to make that save. And Vitality, the early goal has been systematic of how they've been approaching these series. They put the pressure on very early, and then either they let it go towards the end of the game or Dignitas wrestle it back towards the end of the game, but they've just not been able to hold it more often than not.
They're definitely going for pure pace. There's a miss there, almost a fake. Not quite happening, though. It's saved by Dignitas. Apparently Jack and Alpha. It's one cleanly by apparently Jack. And now Scrubkiller can get on his bike. There's bumps going on K-Dop in goal. K-Dop just about manages to squeeze his way through that narrow avenue to get the block. Now K-Dop up against apparently Jack. So now we're seeing what we started to see in the last game, where Dignitas, they may not be quite as quick as Vitality, but when they get some pressure, their decision-making is ideal.
In Vitality, when they throw themselves at the ball as often as they do, very few teams are going to be able to match that pace. And Dignitas, though, they showed off so many solo plays. Scrubkiller, no! We need apparently Jack's editor there just to ping up, ping, open net miss 1, because that has to go in.
It does have to go in, and it has to hurt as well that it didn't, but Dignitas will keep on going. Good couple of touches from Scrubkiller. Important for him to get himself involved in the play as much as possible after that miss, and he's done well to do so. Alpha and K-Dop are at risk of bumping each other out of the way, so I think they'll be happy to see that ball just go all the way back to the Dignitas half so everybody can regroup and start again.
Yeah, genuinely, you need to just forget that happened. It's like, okay, well, all right, fair enough. That's okay. We're going to get more chances. We've been shooting so often in this series. It's not a big issue that we've just missed that one. We move on. I'm sure they already have. So approaching halftime in this game, going to be hoping to wipe that slate clean. Vitality with a floating touch. Alpha is the only one to meet it, though, and suddenly Dignitas giving Vitality a lot more space.
It was actually a brilliant touch there from Fairy Peak, taking all the pace off the ball and just putting the slightest angle so that Jorias, I believe it was, could come in and almost do something with it. Didn't lead to a goal, but more brilliant creativity from Vitality. But what a recovery from Jorias. How has he saved that one? Now apparently Jack has a chance to go solo. He's 1v1. K-Dop saves it for now. Jorias, but saved again by K-Dop. Brilliance in defense from every player on the pitch. And now Alpha with a flip reset. We just can't take a break here. Fairy Peak towards the backboard. Scrubkiller saves. And finally, we have a chance to calm down.
Utterly frantic play from one end to the other with flip resets and post saves abound, and yet it stays at 1-0 for Vitality. That is what this series can offer. The attempted pinch coming out from Alpha and K-Dop. I love that idea. Jorias goes quick and high. Jack to touch it down, but with Scrub not there, he has to go for the shot himself. The 100 boost just being stolen away from Fairy Peak's dead body. Leaves Jorias to go for one flick, and he does it! He could have gone low, but he teases Alpha with the possibility of a save.
But just look at Scrubkiller here, just in K-Dop's way, I think it was. He wouldn't let him go. Oh, that's so mean. It was a brilliant finish from Jorias, but my eye was just drawn immediately to Scrubkiller's improvisation there.
I mean, to park in front of him, you're stopping any amount of defense being able to come out. A jump and a flick will not come out in time, but now mutually assured destruction between these two teams. Fairy Peak and Scrubkiller able to get each other off the pitch. Approaching a minute remaining. And apparently Jack in that back right corner is trying to make magic happen.
Oh, Joreuz almost managed to get that one on target. K-Dop that one away and gets another touch here. Good defending from K-Dop so far in this first game. 3 saves to his name and good saves as well. He's coming from the ceiling up against Scrub Killer, but Scrub Killer navigates K-Dop really well as well, and adding a floor pinch too. Buys his team a lot of territory. Then he goes to the ceiling himself. These players still happy to have a game of mechanics against one another. Joreuz flip resets. Who's arriving there in the corner? There's nobody. Scrub Killer, I think he needed some boost. It's a good boost steal from him, but Fairy Peak sends Dignitas back.
That instant flip reset from Joreuz created so much space that I don't even think Dignitas knew what to do with it. Only 30 seconds on the clock. Apparently Jack has to work his way out of his own half. Joreuz to go high, but Alpha's already there to meet it. Finds K-Dot, but Joreuz dives in the way of the net. Jack to clear. Time ticking down. Overtime again, potentially.
Maybe, unless there's going to be a winner in these last 10 seconds or so. Alpha needs to close down. Apparently, Jack and doesn't. This is really tricky for K-Dop. The Scrub Killer arriving. Scrub Killer gets a touch towards Joreuz, and Joreuz sinks it, and Joreuz wins it, surely.
At the death of the game, K-Dot with one touch, and Scrub again diving ahead of his previous teammate to secure Dignitas' first game in this series. There or thereabouts. Of course, there is a chance of 2 seconds left. It's going to be a nice low kickoff for Dignitas. That's one, that's the second. Dignitas, 1-0 in this second series. After winning the first in this set as well, 3 more games separates them and a date with the crown.
It's crazy how often this continues to happen. Team Vitality taking goal number 1. Dignitas slowly but surely wrestling back the initiative, bringing themselves back into these games and winning out. And I mean, Joreuz, his finishing has been utterly sublime. In truth, to me, the difference between these two teams is how well this player, look at that flick there, puts the ball in the back of the net. This is not an easy chance at any time, let alone with 2 seconds left. He was the top scorer in Series 1 with 7, and he's carried on with the way he's going.
Yeah, it's been just so much composure from Dignitas. I keep saying it over and over again. Suddenly, they're playing together as a team, and it's really showing well. I also just loved, at the moment, I didn't really appreciate it, but Scrub Killer parking in front of K-Dop
brilliant.
is so much. It's not even BM, but it looks like BM, because it's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere.
It's like the meanest Rule 2 of all time. Normally, it's sort of a 50-50 thing. Both players find themselves in that situation. But for Scrub Killer, he takes it to its devious extremes and gets his team a goal through it. Well, I say he gets his team a goal. It still needed a great flick from Joreuz, but yeah, brilliant play from Dignitas. And they have a deserved Game 1 lead. Now, what can Vitality do? Don't forget, they did lose the first couple of games in that first series before bringing it back to 2-2. Can they repeat history?
No.
Apparently, Jack double flip reset, but it's saved by Alpha.
Jack is feeling it, because you don't just go for a double flip reset and get close to the goal just on a whim. Spectacular idea from him, the ingenuity to go for those chances. But now he's left in a 3v1 at the back. I think he's now joined by Scrub Killer, and the pinch can come out. We'll follow up that ball on the wall with Alpha. But as that goes high, Jory is forced into a saving position. And Vitality, it seems like they just begin to chase. And they find themselves in such awkward positions. And with Joreuz finding Jack that frequently, they are looking like a deadly duo for the ages.
Yes, Joreuz, look at that. Just another quality flick there, which apparently Jack was already up for. It's so easy for Dignitas, and it all came from a demo in the midfield as well. But it's one thing to demo an opponent, quite another to make the most of it. And between apparently Jack and Joreuz, they're doing that almost every chance that they get. Paid up against Scrub Killer. Fairy Peak is going to be the player that it falls to. No, he's not. He's left it for Alpha and some defense. Vitality wanting just to earn their way back into this game. Things seem to be getting away from them yet again as they did in that first series. Apparently Jack sends it out wide to Joreuz. Those two are combining to such devastation for Vitality right now.
They look utterly unstoppable, and Vitality, as they've come into these games so strongly, despite the fact they have scored first in 6 out of 7 games so far, they have lost 66% of them. Typically, teams win at 74%, right? So they are currently at 33% win rate. That is 40% lower than they should be. They are not doing well under the pressure.
They're not, and Dignitas are, though. Dignitas' mid-game play has been really good. Out for a couple of touches. Jory a monster save. Jory is involved in everything good that Dignitas are doing. Then the booming clear as well. The man can do it all at the moment. Alpha has to avoid the dunk and does. It's dangerous times for Vitality. They have to get this goal soon because Dignitas are warming up and stepping up yet another level.
I don't know if they have another level. They're just playing out of their minds right now, where it looks like they are getting to a level that we, as I keep saying, we all knew was theoretical, but there's a lot in physics that's theoretical. We don't actually know if we can travel by black holes just yet, but Dignitas are all over the pitch as if we can.
Very peak to the backboard. He wants to try and fake this one out, but Jorius isn't even giving him the chance. That's another thing that Jorius is doing so well, because his mechanics are so good. He knows what his opponents are attempting and when to get in there and stop them going for it, but that one's really tricky. Another brilliant read from Jorius. Vitality, though, do have the pressure now. Another touch from K-Dop. Look at Scrub Killer, camped in that Dignitas net. Wants to get involved in the play, but it's only a demo that you can get. Can you get a touch on this ball? No, K-Dop is there, and Vitality don't score again.
Thing is, Vitality, despite having so much pressure, there was no more than one hit before a Dignitas player then ended up getting in the way. Very Peak now, though, with a chance on the open net. Actually sends it backwards, potentially low on boost. Apparently, Jack with an open net. That's a ding, and now it ends the back of the net.
That is absolutely heartbreaking for Vitality. Down one end, I feel that the second touch wasn't needed. Probably stopped a Vitality player scoring. Then apparently, Jack, he does not miss these opportunities. Dignitas are taking every single one they are getting. 2-0 Dig, and surely they're going 2 up in this second series.
There's 90 seconds left. You struggle to think how they wouldn't. Jorius going for the air dribble bump. One touch in the air, sees that Fairy Peak is waiting, doesn't want any of that saving nonsense, continues with the aerial. Oh, that is Jorius feeling spicy.
Oh, it's off the back of a flick as well. He flicked into the air dribble bump just to get that extra pace on the ball and make things as impossible as possible for Vitality, who now have 3 goals to bring back. And I'll tell you what, you can't back them at all. Score 3 goals in the next minute and 20 seconds. This game, unless we see a massive turnaround, the way Dignitas are playing as good as that. And they're defending as well, Stumpy.
Yeah, the pre-jumps have just been out of this world so far, where it's like they're just psychic and they know exactly what Vitality are going to attempt. 1 minute left on that clock, otherwise Vitality go 2-0 down in this series. Let's bear in mind, that is exactly how the first one started out as well, and Vitality then brought back 2 to bring it level, and then a magical timeout called by Jack.
Fairy Peak is beaten again by Jorius. What a game he is having. Alpha is beaten to the ball by Scrub Killer. They just can't get this ball out of their half, Vitality. Need it here, and another clean shot for Jorius. It's a little bit wide, but somehow when Vitality had control, the ball fell to Jorius in their own half. The flicks aren't working. Nothing Vitality is trying is having any impact at all on Dignitas, and they're just shooting at Vitality at will. This is both an attacking and defensive masterclass from Dignitas right now. And Vitality, they're getting close. Still another save from Scrub Killer. Vitality have no answer. Can Jorius put the nail in the coffin? He wants a solo play, but Alpha reads, and it's not going to matter. Dignitas with one of the game performances of the season there.
And just a devastating final appearance from Vitality as well, where they had a couple of chances on the net, and they just couldn't score from it. It was the own save from K-Dop 2. You reset. You need to get a massive button in the Vitality office. You need to stand up, put both keys in, turn them, let the little plastic hatch flip up, and you need to slam that reset button as quick as you can. Fairy Peak has it so that it wires up to a macro that then types timeout in the chat. And I'm happy that they've done so, because 2-0 down in this series, it needs to change. Dignitas, they have whirred up to a brand new potential.
Now, I don't want to say that Jorius and apparently Jack carried there, but in a 3-0 game where his team were utterly dominant, Scrub Killer got 96 points. And he didn't do anything wrong. His teammates were just so on form. And when mechanical players like Jorius and apparently Jack, when it's working for them, the best thing you can possibly do is just let them do their thing. So Scrub Killer, with so few points, just showed that he is more than happy to put his ego to one side and let his teammates carry when they are feeling it. So thumbs up for him as well.
Jorius and Jack are straight up two of the best players in the world when they are at their level, and together on the same team, they are the best duo in the world. It's just unbelievable what they can achieve together. Scrub's off-the-ball plays in this game as well, where he was so frequently going for just those little bumps on players or going for those small touches to keep it away from Vitality and just threatening to keep the control in favor of Dignitas. That really screwed Vitality over. It was a brilliant performance. Dignitas looking cool, calm, collected. They are on their way to a victory here today, Cole.
As for Vitality, the pace that was causing Dignitas so many problems before just doesn't seem to be affecting them anymore. So if I'm Vitality, I still want to see them charge down the ball when especially apparently Jack or Joreuz have control of it. But ultimately, I just want to see them not throw anything away, stay solid, try and nick a goal to get themselves back into this one as safely as possible. Because frankly, you know, they had the battle of mechanics. Dignitas won it. They had the battle of pace. They were winning it for a while, but Dignitas have stepped up. Now what they need to do is just make themselves difficult to beat, even for half a game, and then take it from there.
I mean, as soon as you have Joreuz and Jack feeling free in a game, that's when it's near enough over for you. Vitality need to get back on that game control. Go for the little touches, go for those bumps, go for those demos. Remove any semblance of cohesion that Dignitas have muscled together, because that is how you beat them. That is how Vitality have taken them down in the past. These two Titans have gone head to head and they've come out even Stevens. This is where Dignitas are going to be trying to cement their place in the halls of history in Rocket League esports, and where Vitality, they want to earn a seat at that table alongside them.
The last time these two teams played twice in one tournament was at WePlay, and it was Vitality that won the first series, and then Dignitas beat them in the losers bracket. So there is history of them trading series against one another, and that's what Vitality have to hold on to, that hope that they can turn this one around. It's a team that's been turning things around pretty much since the start of RLCS X. You look back to Vitality in the championship against BDS in the final. No one gave them a chance, they won it, and they need to score early here to give themselves a chance here, but it's another save from apparently Jack. Vitality just can't get anything to go their way.
I don't think Vitality are playing a bad game at all. I think they have just been so stressed that they haven't been able to control this series as much as they want to. But that defense coming out again from Joreuz. 1 minute gone, and it has been a lot of pressure from Vitality. Scrub up for one, will back out from the challenge. Jack to go for the shot. Tries to find the bottom corner, but that is occupied by a very hairy Frenchman.
It was a good start there from Vitality, but Dignitas have now got the ball under their control. They can go off the backboard, they can go solo, they can pass, they can do whatever they want. And apparently Jack wants to score another.
Up high for that first touch, and immediately leaving. Sees both players of Vitality sitting dormant in the central of the net. Top left corner is his to take, and he does so with style.
When you have two Vitality players on the goal line, all you can do to get a goal is force an angle. They might get another one here. They're passing around Vitality like they're not there. Apparently, Jack and Joreuz are the series of their lives.
Training cones for Vitality right now. They're sitting, and they are... There was a double commit from Caleb and Fairy Peak. There was Alpha doing his best to hold it down against the best duo in the European scene. And unsurprisingly, he struggled to do so. It is a very hard time for Vitality to come back from this. And bear in mind, they've just had their timeout too.
Apparently, Jack, even then with no boost, crawling underneath the ball in the air and getting himself a flip reset just to try and get some territory. They're going for pre-jumps. They're having fun. Poor old Scrub Killer stuck there alone, though. And they have let Vitality back in.
Gorgeous shot from Alpha. Can just pip it over the top of that final defender. Just cuts in halfway. Scrub does start to turn. Doesn't realize that Alpha may be the one shooting that. Maybe thought K-Dot would be instead. But now, only one goal difference. And that can swing a game.
Dignitas were cruising for a minute or so, but that goal there from Vitality just asks a couple of questions. This is a team that, as you mentioned earlier, don't have too much experience in finals. Scrub Killer did once, not for a long time, and now we'll see if that's going to be something that works against them. So close there from Vitality, who are now just starting to step up themselves.
It tantalizingly goes halfway over the line, but Alpha isn't quite able to score it, as there was a pinch from a very awkward angle where he did such a good job of getting it that close to the goal as well. With Jack pushing down on 2 Vitality defenders, that is what it's going to take to stop him, and they do so successfully. Scrub, the 50, will lead K-Dog to go to the ceiling. Joreuz with a massive pre-jump, but Jack to clear it away. And I like Joreuz going for that pre-jump as well, because he forced K-Dog to then send it into a better position for Jack to save.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Vitality still have a little bit of control here and some boost. Alpha can do something here past Scrub Killer. It's all in the corner, all very bunched up for Vitality. Want to send this ball a bit more central. Look how close Fairy Peak is there. There's the pass that opens the door, and Alpha 54 walks straight through it.
Such gorgeous touches here from K-Dub in the corner. Scrub does try to clear it away, but with Vitality doing these little deft passes between each other, it's so hard to get any say in how that situation turns out. And that is not how Dignitas wanted the situation to turn out. That's Vitality drawing it level. After, as you said earlier, Cole, they started to cruise somewhat.
Oh, that's really awkward. Scrub Killer does well to backflip that one to some semblance of safety. But Alpha 54 going for the bump on Scrub. Vitality have woken up here in Dignitas. This is where you need to prove that you are a championship winning team. In any grand final, it's not going to be easy. Whether it's 4 games, a best of 5, a set, there will always be a monumental challenge from your opponents. This is Vitality's. Can Dignitas deal with that?
Minute and a half. Vitality working their way back into this game after not doing so well after scoring the first goal in the previous ones. So it's a chance for Dig to just try and screw in a little bit further. That's open. K-Dop shooting to find Jack on that back line. Chance for Joreuz gets the doink, but Alpha, there's no thank you to it. K-Dop to go high. With nobody going up for it, he takes it himself towards the backboard. Can't quite get the touch. Joreuz send it high and towards the backside of Alpha 54. Can he demo him? Desperately wants to. Does get it. Scrub with 100 boost in the mid, but Vitality, look at that dominance in the midfield. 2 players together, and it doesn't matter.
It was a brilliant touch from Scrub though originally, but the challenge game from Vitality was so good. In the end, Dignitas can come away. Scrub Killer's in his opponent's goal, needs to get back as fast as possible because Caleb is going to put this one to the ceiling. There's Fairy Peak. Alpha behind him is thinking about pre-jumping, but instead just waits to see where this ball ends up. It's good defending again from Scrub Killer. He's been so good in his own half of the pitch. Down the other end, not too bad either. He gets a pass along, but Fairy Peak now has some control and flicks it past Joreuz. Apparently Jack sends it high, but this could be Vitality's chance. If they can take this one before overtime, then it's very much series on.
There's been 1 overtime so far in this series, and it did go the way of Dignitas after 2 minutes and 17 seconds. So they've got the precedent to win it out this time. But apparently Jack to go high with the ball. Scrub Killer late to it, so Alpha will have aerial supremacy. Joreuz gets it to the backboard. That's a touch to the side for Fairy Peak, and will continue with it. Spikes it to the ground. Overtime in game number 3.
The most important overtime of the season so far for both of these teams. And it could be won early by apparently Jackie shoots towards Alpha, who's following his Joreuz. It's closed down by Alpha, the double save. There's still danger until Fairy Peak sends it high. Maybe it's over Scrub, not quite. Scrubber gets 1 touch and a really important second one onto the backboard and can just buy Dignitas some time not to be countered. That was almost the dream start for Dignitas.
Oh, wow.
But they'll have to go again. That was pretty scary from K-Dot.
Yeah, nearly a pretty awful touch from K-Dot, but Fairy Peak and just save that second shot away from Joreuz. Alpha to the ceiling, still has his reset. Scrub Killer knows just as much as well. Look at him wait to challenge that ball. Forces Alpha to burn 30 boost, and that could be the difference, because now, like Dignitas, they have dominance. Joreuz to go to spike it onto Fairy Peak, doesn't manage to do so. Jack to go high with that ball. A minute in overtime. Dignitas looking like they've got a few calculations up their sleeves of how they want this to go.
If you're a Vitality fan or indeed a Vitality player, you are just holding your breath every single time Joreuz gets control of that ball because he has been so dangerous in this game as well. But there's a good demo from Alpha and Scrub Killer. And who else but Joreuz, not just to see the ball away, but also to get a demo. Huge defending there. 120 into overtime.
Fairy Peak with a supersonic touch in the air. Gets in the way with a pre-jump. And the attack will continue for Vitality. Sent long and far, but Joreuz can go high with it. With K-Dop, the only man at the back, holds down the fort. Fairy Peak on the ceiling again. That was a bit more ambitious, but I do respect it.
Both these teams playing safe now. Long, booming clears. Not wanting to be the one who makes the mistake. Earlier on in this, actually in the first series, we always saw players in front of the ball. Who will be the first to be brave enough to do so this time and really try and make a claim for taking this overtime? It's going to happen soon. You can feel the pressure building. Something's surely about to pop. A series that hasn't slowed down at all since it began. And now we have Alpha in front of the ball. Can he do anything with it? Not now.
It was Scrub getting in the way there of Jorias that stopped the Dignitas attack from continuing. So double commits, maybe plaguing Dignitas a little bit. Alpha can get one touch and onto the backboard, lands all wheels on the floor. Amazing play. Scrub gets it high. Will there be a shot coming in? No. K-Dot keeps it low, and that is the perfect solution to that big problem.
Great read from Fairy Peak, and he should get something on this ball. It's towards Alpha as well. Alpha, who is sadly for Vitality boostless. K-Dot booms it, but this is only going to be a temporary measure because Scrub Killer is going to get... No, he's not actually. It's read by Alpha 54. Here comes Jorias now, still keeping so much distance between themselves and the ball, all of these players. No mistakes. I can see this being a long overtime because it's safety first at this point.
They definitely look nervous, don't they? Dignitas know if they win this, suddenly they need that reverse sweep to come out from Vitality. They'll be going 3-0 up in this second series. With Jorias, can he get a bit of magic? No, not quite. And Vitality, they're also fully aware of that fact. This is a turning point in this game. K-Dot on Alpha, again, going for a magnificent idea of a pinch. Great demo at the back from Jack onto Fairy Peak, though.
It was a great clearance as well from K-Dot there to avoid the on-rushing Scrub Killer. Send that ball at least to, I mean, it was towards Jorias, but at least it was all the way back in his own half, so he couldn't do too much damage for once in this series. His Alpha, the late dodge. Scrub somehow has read it. More brilliant defending there from the Scotsman. K-Dot tries to set up himself, actually, towards the backboard. Scrub Killer gets it onto the backboard again. Such good defending. So little boost from Scrub Killer. Has to use each and every one of the 24 little ticks of boost that he has in his engine. And does so brilliantly. But it's Vitality that, to me, Stumpy, are just starting to take this here.
Definitely edging this series out. It's feeling like the tide is turning somewhat, despite how close this is. It's just they're taking more risks. Dignitas also haven't had the chance to go for too many risks. Jack up for one. Goes low with it. Face! Alpha 54 can't get the touch on the goal line. And Jack, with no boost in the air, can still go low and pips it for the Dignitas win.
That is what happens when your opponents are terrified of you. Apparently, Jack has pretty much no boost for half of that play, and Team Vitality just keep backing off. They're there in comms going, what's he going to do? Is he going to get a flip reset? Is he somehow going to get a triple? No, he can't, but that doesn't matter because they think he can. Dignitas win that one. They go 3-0 up in the series. Vitality, it is so far back for them from here. How on earth do they get back into this series?
Oh, the idea from Jack as well, as he lands, he doesn't just land how he was, because then he'd be sending it to the same side that Alpha was coming to defend from. He rotates, so then he can sort of pop it a little bit back behind him, then get it into the goal. And that is how he secures it. We now find ourselves on tournament point. This is a terrifying place to be Vitality, because Dignitas, my God, is that machine turned up to 11.
Yeah, Dignitas are just... I mean, when they beat Team BDS earlier, we were saying this is the best version of the Dignitas we have seen, but somehow they are playing even better now. These three players who still look so calm, Scrub Killer has learned how to tip a bottle, so well done him as well. They're learning on the job, as all the best players do. And Dignitas, 3 match points up against Team Vitality. I'm just struggling to find out where Team Vitality go from here to bring this one back. I'm sure that they'll have some ideas. What do they have to change?
I mean, their mindset right now just has to be, how do Vitality win this game? They then need to win the next 3, and then it's still another series. There's then still one more series for them to try and take down, but Dignitas' chance is here. On Utopia, will they find themselves at the helm of the European ship?
It's looking more and more likely that this will be Dignitas's. The BMW Rocket League Open. It's likely it's going to belong to them, but 3 men have got something to say about that, and one of them, Fairy Peak, takes an early shot to his teammates taking out the game. Good touch there from Alpha. Jory is all alone in defense. He's just able to slow this down, get a good flip reset for good measure. And it's apparently Jack that can boom the ball away.
I mean, in that last game, the timing of having Dignitas just making sure that they are slowing the game down and having it go at their own pace is something that I admire a lot. It's something that I thought Vitality were going to do a little bit of, but no, in the end, Dignitas, they take such a great chance to do so. Scrubkiller stretching so close to get that save in the end, and it was Fairy Peak, I believe, with the initial shot. It did go high when maybe it should have been on target.
There's another good demo there. Dignitas have just started to introduce those, even now showing more strings to their bow, but what a save that is from Fairy Peak, diving into his own goal. It looked like Dignitas would take the lead here, but somehow it's kept out.
In this back right corner, Jorius spies that open net. His was not on target to miss. His two teammates have done so, though Jack did score the rebound on his one, but Scrub, he has no such ideals for it. Apparently Jack in that back corner can steal the boost away as Alpha tries to press hard on Dig right now.
Defending so well, though, at Dignitas when they have to. And then where's K-Dop? He's so far back. His shot's got no power because he had no momentum on the ball. Alpha, little tap there. That's good play from him. He needs to get involved and quick if Vitality are to have any chance here, because I'd say that mechanically, he's the only player that can match this Dignitas roster on the Vitality team.
Apparently Jack has been, quite frankly, a real jerk in this game because he's just parked underneath Fairy Peak a second ago when he was going for an attack. Now, chance for him to get a golden goal, doesn't quite manage to. Fairy Peak on that right wing. Jory is such a nice touch up. Jack, how does he aggress this shot?
I'm not sure, but there's a great pinch there towards Fairy Peak. Is he able to get the second touch? Not quite, and Scrubkiller knew it. Had the composure. Tips one away. It's the chance for apparently Jack. It's also a goal for apparently Jack. Dignitas continue their relentless march towards the BMW Rocket League Open.
An incredible dunk from Scrubkiller gives apparently Jack an open net for the ages. As we approach half-time, that may well be the goal that sends Dignitas to Stockholm.
Here he is again, apparently Jack sending this one long. Can they double up quickly to really sink the chances of Vitality? Maybe not, because Alpha gets it past a couple of them. Around the corner he goes. Could there be a chance here? He dunks it, but it's just not going in for Team Vitality no matter what they try. K-Dop up quickly up against apparently Jack. Gets another chance maybe on Jorius. Here's the man they want to get involved in the play as much as possible, Alpha, but his touch is just a shot when he needed a couple more hits on the ball to do something with it. And Dignitas again can clear without conceding.
So much pressure coming in from Dignitas at every single angle. They are not letting any ball go unchallenged here. K-Dop has to save that one away from getting through that top corner. Fairy Peak clears it awkwardly to his own corner. Scrub with the instant demo, the pinch going a hair wide of breaking Vitality dreams.
Scrub, more good defending. He has done so much work in the final third of the pitch. I can't wait to check the stats on this one and see how often he has been camped there throughout, allowing Jorius and apparently Jack to do what they do best. Now here is Scrub. Jorius has a chance to do something with it. Shoots, but it's a little bit wide. Another clean striking opportunity though for him.
They're just playing the ball around Vitality so perfectly. They are hurriedly keeping the ball away from the European champions with ease. Jack, shot on target, also bumps Alpha out of the way. Scrub with one flip reset, backflips onto the shot. A minute remaining. Dignitas fans begin to rejoice.
Oh, there's a shot there from Fairy Peak, but it's saved. Scrubkiller, safety first, puts it straight up. There's the pass to K-Dop, gets it on target. Surely it's going in, but again, Jorius with another fantastic save. Just not letting Vitality have anything. Now Fairy Peak to the backboard. Another save from apparently Jack this time. Alpha arrives, but Jorius beats him and then somehow gets the double from the corner. Maybe this is the moment. A touch pass from Fairy Peak. K-Dop shoots. Here's Alpha onto the backboard. Is anyone going to be there to finish? Yes, is the answer to that question. Alpha 54 at the 54th attempt does put it in.
An undying attack from Vitality finally earns them a goal. So many shots had to die in vain before Alpha could finally dish it in from the backboard. The final 30 seconds, potentially in overtime. Dignitas aiming to shut it down as quickly as possible. And Vitality, they've bought themselves a life.
They've also bought themselves some pressure. They could have bought themselves a second goal as well, but it's saved yet again by apparently Jack. Now Scrub Killer down the other end. Wants to prod this one past Fairy Peak. Jorius is there, arriving as Alpha. Where are the rest of the Vitality attack? Here comes K-Dop. He can win this one here. It's off the post, and somehow it's not in. Jorius gets it away. K-Dop is the man that it falls to. His pass isn't ideal. Apparently, Jack with a snapshot from the center. Now Fairy Peak with Alpha there. Scrub Killer to the air. Jorius is going to be the winning chance. Apparently, Jack shoots. K-Dop closes him down. Surely we're going to overtime. And yes, indeed, we are. Vitality need this goal.
The audacity for Dignitas to push up that far at the death of the game. That is so much confidence to go for it. Scrub Killer, chance to go, but thought Fairy Peak might get the second touch. Jorius with boost in the air and interference played. Alpha to remove him. Alpha with a chance for the doink as well, but Jorius onto that right-hand side.
Alpha going to take a touch and try and slow this one down. Actually, it's touched a little bit heavy and it tempts Jorius in. Almost worked out for him, but Jorius knew what was happening. Scrub Killer goes long. Apparently Jack trying to get in the way of Alpha, but Alpha avoids him brilliantly. Now as Jorius in front of him, gets it past him and nudges him on the way for good measure as well. And just sending a warning, saying I've got your number, but long way to come back here for Vitality. Going to fall to Caleb.
Oh no.
Touch. Jorius out wide. Another perfect defensive touch.
So far in this series, Dignitas unbeaten in these overtimes as well. And that'll be something that is ringing through their heads. I mean, after the series, they're like, oh yeah, we did that 3 times in a row. But right now, we're living in the present. A minute gone, and seconds tick down to the result of this game. A potential victory for Dignitas, or the chance just to earn a reverse sweep. Jorius with a pinch. Jack to go low on the shot. Will leave it in the end as he earns a flip reset. Jorius to bump Alpha out of the way on that back wall. Scrub Killer to clear long. Apparently Jack can't quite get the touch, but with one miss, it just becomes more and more likely Dignitas are pushing everything forward that they can, and Vitality fighting and clawing for their lives.
Never been in an RLCS finals have apparently Jack and Jorius, but they look every bit like they belong here. Scrub Killer, another heroic save, and somehow his teammates find themselves going solo again as apparently Jack tries to flick it past Fairy Peak, and a bump on the way as well. His Scrub! He shoots! Scrub Killer gets it! Scrub Killer has won it for Dignitas, and Dignitas have won the BMW Rocket League Open!
History created for apparently Jack, Jorius, and Scrub Killer, the novices, to a grand final, and they earn it. Smiles abound. Jorius is elated. Jack is thinking of his next YouTube title already, and Scrub Killer peeking in frame, knowing that he has taken down the team that dropped him. That is something to be proud of for Dignitas, and fans erupt with joy.
They all just look a little bit shocked. It's like they can't believe what's happened. The way they've played, better than they possibly could have imagined in their wildest imaginations. An utterly brilliant performance from Dignitas, Stumpy.
That is something that will be ringing throughout their careers. It's so special to win their first event, their first RLCS event against Vitality as well. 2-0 in the series. They let Vitality have 2 games. That is dominance. That is something that they will never forget. And Scrub has just said in the in-game chat, you see my team, Stumpy? I can just chill and watch. And that's what he has done. 301 points. He earned them, don't worry. And also $30,000 to go alongside it. Dignitas. Statistically, as I asked this a little bit earlier on, if they win a single series in the Swiss stage in the 3rd European Open, that's them going to Stockholm.
Wow, so as good as locked in there for Dignitas right there. There is so much to talk about, so much history of orgs and players between these two teams, and who better to talk it through than our lovely desk?
You know, I'd say you guys are pretty good at stumping Cole, talking about two. Give yourself some credit, but these guys are also good. Welcome back to the desk. We got the same crew here hanging out, and that's it. Dignitas take it in 2. Didn't even need to go to that next best of 7, Gibbs. This, you know, this is big for Dig.
What an incredible run. And we talk about apparently Jack in his interviews a lot about we look fantastic in scrims. We just got to figure out how to show that when it is tournament time. Well, they showed it today. Not only do they take down Vitality in 2 best-of-7s, allowing only 2 games, they also beat BDS and only allowed 1 game there. So they took down the 2 best teams in Europe, and they did it in style. So many of their goals were flashy with fakes in the air, aerial bombs, and all the stuff. It was exactly what you wanted to see. A lot of it from apparently Jack and Jory. Scrub watching out, but when it comes to overtime and clutch moments, Scrub comes in against his former team and gets the W. Dignitas, your #1 team in Europe right now.
Shogun, you should have known the second that Gibbs agreed with you that it was not going to go well.
Listen, you all might turn around to me right now and say, oh, you got the prediction wrong. But am I really the loser here? Because I got to drag Gibbs into the dirt with me. And for me, that's a small win to go along with the loss of the prediction.
You take what you can get, I suppose.
I'm the eternal optimist, okay?
I like it. Let's take a look at the bracket and see that journey. Johnny, this was... again, so many good teams coming into this bracket here. Dignitas had quite a journey too, having to go through BDS to get to this point to be able to face off in the grand finals.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing to have done. If Dignitas had, won this event and someone else eliminated BDS, it wouldn't feel the same. So they're going to be really happy that they were the team that took them down and in dominant fashion as well. But still, I don't think anybody really expected them to be this far ahead of BDS and Vitality today. This was a clear difference. They were on another level. I could, proudly say that I backed them to have success in this season, but I'm the first to admit I didn't think it was going to come this quickly. This is unbelievable for Dig, #1 in Europe.
Oh yeah, like the pop-off potential of Dignitas, we knew was there. We just didn't expect it now. We expected it maybe down the line, maybe in spring, that they have one of these moments, and then they're like, okay, when it comes down to a World Championship, if Dignitas is there, they can win it. But they're showing it early, and this is fantastic for them. Now they're almost locked in for Sweden. They need 1 win for the next tournament at all, and they clinch. They very likely clinch anyway. So for Dignitas, this is huge for them. They want to go to that first land in 2 years.
Well, I want to talk about then. Let's roll the points up here then and get those in. You're confirming some scenarios here. It still seems like a lot is up in the air, but some things are starting to solidify, Gibbs.
Yeah, so Dignitas needs 1 win in Swiss next time around. They will lock it in. Again, it's very likely they're there anyway, but they would like to do it on their own merit. But BDS is in a comfortable spot. Top 5 again will go to Sweden. Top 8, they auto qualify for regional #3. So we see there's a little bit of a tie, a 3-way tie. So I believe there's gonna be some tiebreaker matches to determine who that is before the other teams have to play in that close qualifier. But right now we're looking at Team Vitality is short of Semper by 10 points. So really, it comes down to Vitality and Semper, whoever places better. Very likely top 5. They obviously have to do pretty well throughout. Watch out, though, because those teams tied, 3-way tie for 8th, are only 40 points down. And again, when we get to a playoff bracket, they're all split up by 50 points each. So any of those teams easily are in the run, and they can easily make a top 4 and make it to a top 5 spot and go to Sweden. The only thing I'm hoping for, though, Leaf, is tiebreakers. I just hope we get some tiebreakers to determine who
love your
goes there,
tiebreakers,
because it'll be so much fun to watch when it matters the most. The 2 teams going head-to-head, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 2 spots. Let's do it.
He loves tiebreakers because it guarantees he gets on the desk because no one else wants to deal with them. He's the only one. But we got one more thing to get to before we're done here. At the BMW RL Open, we've been keeping an eye out for excellence the whole time. We haven't said anything, but we've been watching for an exemplary player because we want to award an MVP to them. So for our BMW RL Open MVP, it could be none other than Jorius. Taking that title has been absolutely phenomenal for the team throughout the weekend, and we got him on the line to talk to him about it. I gotta say off the bat here, Joris, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you so much.
And of course, congratulations on MVP. You were looking good out there. Is there something that clicks in your head when you're like, oh, hey, I'm on today, or I'm just killing it? Do you say anything to your teammates, or do you just kind of roll with it?
I just kind of roll with it. Like I can either click in game or I can't. And if I can click in game, I will just completely play so well. But if I don't play that well individually, I have like a different play style to fall back on. So I won't completely screw my guys over.
Backup plan. That's always good out here.
So your teammate for about a year now, with apparently Jack was saying that when you guys scrim, you guys look fantastic. Did you think you would finally show it here, like already? So, or did you think it would take a little bit more time until your first title?
Well, we actually thought like in the first regional, we were very confident already, but that really didn't work out. And we thought that was because of nerfs. And I really think as well, it was only like 60, 70% on. And we just had the last 2 weeks, we had a lot of help from our mental performance coach, Lenny. And he helped us really well, with, like transferring the nerves into a good thing and just keeping focus. And that really helped just to push ourselves to the next level.
So a player that I think a lot of people are also going to be talking about coming out of this is going to be Scrub Killer. There was a lot of question marks when you guys went with him over maybe some other options that were out there. What was it about Scrub that drew you towards picking him? And now that you've won it, how happy are you that you exactly went that direction?
When we tried out Scrub, everyone knows he's a really good 1v1 player. He was the best in the world a few years ago. So he still got that kind of mindset and the mechanics. And both me and Jack, we're both very good 1v1 players, if I say so myself. So us three, it just kind of clicks. We've got the same mentality, and that's why we picked him up. And we're so glad because we won the regional. I don't think we can do much better than this.
It's the best you could do.
Yeah.
So, Jorius, you need one more win in the next regional Swiss in order to clinch the land spot for Sweden. Of course, I know that's not going to satisfy you guys now that you've got that win. Of course, got to go and try to get another one. But what are you guys going to do to really make sure that you can come into that event with the best possible mentality and just make sure that you get the job done and not only lock in Sweden, but also with as good of a seed as possible?
Well, yeah, I think the up and coming 2 weeks we're gonna like sit with our mental performance coach Lenny again to make sure that we keep the same focus and just do the same thing as the last 2 weeks because clearly it worked.
One more question here before I give you the stage here for shoutouts. You know, I just looking at the rest of the landscape now. You've played two of arguably the best teams besides yourselves in the region. How do you feel the region is laying out now? Do you feel like BDS is still that one that people are targeting, or do you feel like a lot of people are starting to catch up to that level alongside you guys?
Yeah, I think BDS is still the best, of course, but I think like teams like Vitality now, I think even Misfits and Semper could also do some damage on us. I think just there's a lot more competition and the clear number one.
It's definitely going to be hard, not going to be easy, which makes that victory super, super important that you guys just took it over BDS and Vitality in quite the fashion as well. So again, congratulations. The floor is yours. You guys won. So if there's any shout outs or anything you'd like to say to the world, it's all yours.
Well, of course, I want to shout out my teammates, Jack and Scrub, because they played extremely well today and over the whole regional. And then I've mentioned them a couple of times, our mental coach, Lenny. He's really helped us a lot. And I've also got one very special shout out to give. As some of you may know, yesterday I had to go to a funeral before playing, and that was of my uncle. He's also my neighbor as well. And I was pretty close with him, so I want to dedicate this W to him as well.
That's very nice to do. Our condolences as well over to you. But again, you definitely done him proud with the victory today. So Jorius,
oh yeah,
congratulations. We're going to let you go now and celebrate and enjoy this victory. So thanks for joining us and giving us your time.
Thank you.